That being said,
The heart is the third brain?
the heart is the third
Wow.
brain. Yes, yes. It's more of the, your gut is instinctual, it's feeling. The brain is the thinking, and your heart is the the love aspect of
Right.
of your of your body. But
So when people say, I feel it in my gut or whatever, that's what they're getting at?
that
makes
that
sense
gut
now.
feeling,
A gut
yeah,
feeling.
exactly. You have to go by your gut feelings.
Intuition.
Intuition, absolutely. But the science has been really
It all
amazing.
comes together now.
There you go. It's full circle. But then you've got that connection, which is the vagus nerve that connects everything. That's the highway. That's Route 75. And for most of us, it's a traffic jam.
Right.
So the gut is not really talking to the brain, and those neurotransmitters, their hormones, their the serotonin, the dopamine, all of these neurotransmitters, because our body is trillions and trillions of microorganisms. So we're walking amoebas, basically, as opposed to cell. It's 10% cells, 90% microorganisms. And that microbiota creates chemicals, and your cells create chemicals. And this is all revolved around the types of foods that you eat. And if you're eating really good, healthy foods, okay, then those are going to work synergistically really beautifully. But if you're eating foods that are treated with chemicals, preservatives, one of the big things is glyphosate and Roundup that's used for spraying in fields. It's tainted food, fast foods. And then you've got the pharmaceuticals that are out there. 80% of the pharmaceuticals in the entire world are consumed by the U.S. citizens, because that is the answer to getting to a quick fix. We're not,
Instant gratification.
exactly.
Instant relief.
Exactly. It's there for a purpose at certain times, but it's not the long-term solution, and it seems to be the long-term solution. But and really today it's more about mental wellness is the new physical health. All right, and with the Microbiome Project, the company that I'm really privileged to be a part of is really focusing on that microbiome and the science. And the protocols and the programs that we've got put together are really targeting specific neurotransmitters that work with the gut and the brain, because it all starts with leaky gut. And leaky gut is just a seepage from your gut that goes into your system with the stuff that's not passing through you, as you're eating. It goes in the mouth and comes out the other end, but not all of it does come out the other end. And leaky gut is the start of all, really autoimmune diseases. For example, I was type 2 diabetic.
Really? Was? Wow.
I was type 2 diabetic, and through some my own research and studies, that I found some articles that type 2 diabetes could be reversed. And basically, it's all food related, and it made sense. All right, and so what I did is I incorporated a plant-based supplement protocol to clean my gut, to heal my gut. But then I also incorporated a good nutrition line, which is basically a plant-based product, plant-based foods with salmon, as far as the omegas, wild salmon and organic chicken. So that was my nutrition, and then exercise. So I lost 60 pounds, and I wasn't going to lose it by just eating, healthy. I needed to really...
You have to do the cardio.
Exactly. So I did a combination of different protocols to be able to reverse my type 2 diabetes. It was not done overnight, obviously. It's not quick fix. It's more on the aspect of lifestyle change. And that's what I really learned, because it's more of a lifestyle change, and that's what we need to really, really do, is understand our bodies and how they really work. And so over a 6-month period, I started January of 2019, and by August, I was non-diabetic.
Only in 8 months?
In 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and some people can do it even faster than that. I've seen stories where people can do it in 3 to 5 months.
So just by going to plants and salmon and organic chicken.
Right. I mean, and some people will do meats. It depends. But the thing is,
it's more like what they call a caveman diet, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where it's just completely natural, off the earth, no processed foods.
Exactly. That is the key right there, because food is medicine. And if you're eating healthy food, then your body is reacting to the healthy food that you're eating. And if you're eating food that's tainted or preserved or in a can for 5 months or in a box for 5 years, you're eating a lot of chemicals, and that's what's destroying people's guts and their brain.
Now we're poisoning ourselves without even realizing it.
Right. And the sad part about this is that the government knows about this, the FDA knows about this, and big food companies know that it's destroying our gut. And that's just, it is what it is. But
money talks.
That's right. So I'm really the mental wellness gladiator. I'm really on a mission to get out there and provide value and direct people to different information, because what's in the mainstream is what's really killing us. And people are looking for something different because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired of things not working with what they're accustomed to right now. And that's one of the objectives is to really, get that information out. So we're a catalyst for change. We want to make a change, and we're basically leading the mental wellness revolution. And we're determined to go global with this and really change lives.
And you're walking proof that it works for your health.
Yes.
You reverse diabetes and type 2 diabetes, but in only 8 months. And so are you still in remission? Everything, you have to keep up with the diet all the time?
Absolutely. It's going to be a lifestyle change. It's going to be for the rest of my life, and I still have other things that I'm working on from a holistic perspective. But I've come to terms with this is what I want to do is change, because I come from a history of type 2 diabetes in my family. My father died of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and an amputation. A couple of years later, his sister did, and then a couple of years later, his brother did. And then I'm like, oh my God, who's next? I'm next. So what really drove me was the fact of, type 2 diabetes leads to heart disease, leads to blindness, leads to dementia, and then Alzheimer's if you get that far. And I didn't want that to happen. It's like I'm starting my last chapter of my life, and I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be sick.
Yeah. And living healthy, if you can have that kind of willpower too. So
exactly.
We were talking earlier about dairy, and how does that affect us?
Well, so dairy is processed. You've got, it's just very, very bad for most people. And
all the commercials used to say milk does the body good and good for your bones and calcium, and that's all fictitious. It's
all fictitious unless you drink the milk right from the cow or get it from the cow, put it in the bottle. Then you're getting. But then again, you're really drinking the milk from a cow. Which is injected with glyphosate to ward off insects, and then they're consuming that corn and soy, and are they being filled with antibiotics? So then you're getting that. It's just like with mother's milk. The baby gets their microbiome from their mother's milk because the first year of their life they have leaky gut, and that milk from the mom is so important to train the baby's microbiome to become healthy. And if the mom is eating badly or on a lot of pharmaceutical prescriptions, it's going to impact the health of the baby. And we look at today.
Technically, we're not supposed to when we're pregnant or when we're nursing.
Right, but
people do it.
People do it.
Mm-hmm.
People do it.
When I say we, I mean moms. I just remember being pregnant and think you just can't have raw fish. You can't have this. It's almost like people get a little bit nervous of what we are allowed to eat. Right. And then you have the baby and everything, and we go back to just eating whatever. But we were careful when we were pregnant. It kind of doesn't make sense.
Right. But then you're breastfeeding, after the baby's born, if those are breastfeeding, and most choose not to breastfeed. And it's so important that they go back to what God created. That's what they're there for, so. I
think it's fascinating. What are some other things that we should be looking out for within ourselves?
Well, one of the things or a couple of things for me, we all deal with stress, anxiety, depression at some point in our life. I have not talked to one person who's always been happy and has never been stressed out. What I found through this protocol that I've been on, it has helped my stress resilience and to be able to manage it much better, because I used to be a person that would fly off at the drop of a pin at times. And
we all get like that every now and then.
Exactly. But right now, I would say for the last 9 to 12 months, being on this plant-based protocol, it's cleaned my gut, it's made my brain think differently, and it's cleared up the brain fog. So it's allowed me to really step back and look at, okay, this just happened, and why did it happen? There's a reason for it happening, rather than react. And a lot of us react then, as opposed to step back and look and evaluate. And that's the tendency. And I found, and even talking with a lot of the people that are, consuming the program and business.
It's more like mindfulness.
Exactly. So, it's body, brain, biome. And, we talk about the body. We talk about the brain. All right, and then the biome, but the brain also talks, it's mindfulness, it's spirituality. It's not only about exercise, nutrition, but it's about stress management. And stress management, there's a whole plethora of different programs that we're introducing, and they're all known. You do yoga, you do meditation, you do prayer. You go out and sit in and do a short walk or sit in a garden and just do nothing, just vegetate, and that helps reduce your stress levels, because stress is the number one killer by the American Health Association.
Yeah, it's a silent killer.
Yeah, exactly.
It raises blood pressure.
Exactly.
And decreases, it shreds years off our life that we don't even realize it.
Absolutely.
And so speaking of that, tell me a little bit more about, about your meditations too.
So the meditations, I just did a recording with Pharmadelica Music, and the meditation for me, it was, and to be honest, when they asked me to do it, I'm like, what I'm going to do, talk about the microbiome? Because you talk about people who actually do meditation, and they have programs that they teach and they follow. But then I thought, okay, well, what can I do? Well, now I decided that I'm going to take them through a journey. So it's like, what is it? The Twilight Zone. Sit back, relax, and go through this transformation of being a little doobie, and go through your body and learn about your microbiome, learn about the gut, learn about the brain, learn about the heart, and learn about the vagus nerve and how all of those interact with each other, because they need to work together synergistically for overall wellness. And wellness is a combination of physical and mental wellness, mental health in that respect. And that is coming out at the end of this month. And I'm anxious to hear my audio on the CD.
It's your voice?
It's my voice. I did a full script. I wrote the full script and just walked people through that journey of, How
many takes did it take?
3 takes.
Wow. I did something for the American Heart Association. It was like 4 seconds or something. I don't know, but maybe 30. But took me like 15 times to do a 30-second thing, just because something would drop in the background or, just random stuff. But
I was in a studio, so it was real quiet. It was great. And, it was interesting. It was very interesting.
So where can we find it?
Well, what I'll do is we're just getting information from the artistic director and the recording, the owners of Pharmadelica, and they just actually posted something about pre-sales. So I'm going to get that out, and I'll put that on to the page on your website.
Okay, yeah.
Or on Facebook, I should say, so people can take a look at it and see if they want it. And I'll put information about the book there as well. And for those that, if they're interested in purchasing the book, there's a PayPal link. You can go to that link, and I will sign the book, and I will mail it to you. It's a great collaboration of stories, different amazing women and man, if you will, man. The only man. Thank
you for my signed copy. This is really great.
You're welcome.
What a treat. And it's a nice picture of you too, and good for you being the only male in here, and talking about your story and helping others, and especially if you were nervous to do it, I think it's even more wonderful that you did it to help other people. It's a selfless thing to do.
Exactly. And that's what I looked at it that way. And again, I want to provide value. I want to be able to direct people. And if I can help 1 or 50 or 100 or 1,000 people, that's